The light goes on. There we go. I just noticed that after all this time. Oops. 1 second, guys. Okay. All right. We're back. Welcome tonight to the Town of Mount Pleasant Planning Board meeting regularly scheduled for March 6, 2025, 7:30 p.m. We have 3 business items. First up, and if anybody wants an agenda, we have them up on the front table. It's not so interesting, but we do have a few if you want to follow along. First up is a request for a 180-day extension of resolution of approval for subdivision application SD 21-03, one lot with existing single-family residence to be subdivided into 2 lots for the purpose of constructing another single-family dwelling. 25 Meadowbrook Road, Pleasantville, New York, 106.12-2-32. And again, this is the request of a 180-day extension of a resolution that was approved in the past. Any questions or comments from the board members?
Do we know why they're requesting it?
So I recall this one was health department delays.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll make a motion, we grant the 180-day extension.
Motion from Joan.
I'll second.
Okay, second from Jane. Walter?
Aye.
Jane?
Aye.
Joan?
Aye.
Eileen?
Aye.
And an aye from me. Okay, next up, at Kingsview Acres subdivision request for 180-day extension on final subdivision approval of Kingsview Acres. 3 applications, subdivision 14-03, site plan 14-07, steep slope number 14-07 for the 12-lot single-family home cluster subdivision, Linda Avenue, Florence Avenue, Thornwood, 106.19-1-44 and 46 DCS Home Builders LLC. And I think this one also has similar conditions with,
They do, and I believe council's here if you have any questions.
yeah, I think it's, they've had some, they've extended before in the past, but.
We have.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion, we grant the 180-day extension.
Motion from Joan,
Second.
second from Jean. Walter?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Joan?
Aye.
Eileen?
Aye.
And an aye from me. Okay, we're making our way. The next up, we're going to skip, that's the acceptance of minutes drafted by the last board meeting. We don't have those minutes. Next time we meet, we should have them. Okay, next up on the agenda is a request for a 1-year extension of resolution of approval of site plan application SP 21-01 at 871 Franklin Avenue, 871 Commerce Street, Thornwood, New York, in accordance to 218.68, residential in the commercial zoning district, CNR, interior renovations of first floor office, Commerce Street side to create 2 one-bedroom apartments, SBL 106.15-1-53, the Creco Company. And this one came before us back, it's been a while now, since 2021 it looks like.
And it was subsequently amended. This is a site plan extension, and
Yeah.
there were a number of conditions of approval. They have not yet satisfied them, so
Okay.
I think this is their first extension.
Okay. Okay, well, any questions or comments from board members? Okay, we'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion that we grant the 1-year extension.
Motion from Joan,
I'll second.
second from Jane. Walter?
2
Second.
of you today.
Yep. It's our turn.
Walter?
Aye.
Jane?
Aye.
Joan?
Aye.
Eileen?
Aye.
And an aye from me. Okay, now we're going into new applications. Proposed 790 Hartscrabble Road subdivision, 1 lot into 2 for the subdivision of a one-family, for the development of a one-family dwelling. You can't subdivide a one-family. Application subdivision PSD 2005-2, location 790 Hartscrabble Road, Chappaqua, New York. Section block line number is 99.6-1-4, zone R40. Owner is Tarun. Help me with this, Shani? Close?
Close.
All right. What is the right way to say it?
It's Tarun Dorsahani.
Thank you. We'll make sure we work on that. So, applicant architect is Michael Piccarelli Architecture.
Picarello.
Piccarello.
Close.
Okay, you know, I'm trying my best up here with the names, but didn't do too well. Thank you.
No problem. Good evening. My name is Michael Piccarello, MAP
Welcome.
Architects, representing my clients who have purchased these 2 tax lots There's a single-family home in the front lot, which is has road frontage, and then the rear tax lot is essentially landlocked. So the idea is to create access to that lot to be able to develop a single-family home back there. So in order to do that, we obviously had to look at a flag lot, which is not always the most desirable solution, but there's no other way to access this lot. So in creation of that flag lot, we actually have to create a driveway, and then there would be a new curb cut, somewhat adjacent to the existing curb cut. Certainly working with the town and Pat Cleary, the consultant, worked on adapting a line change basically to adapt the two lots so they both are compliant with size. So there's obviously a big challenge with the driveway access and obviously creation of a flag lot itself. So we're here to hopefully get referred to the zoning board to continue the process and then come back to you.
Okay.
What's your objection to having a shared driveway?
So right now, there's an existing detached, so the only garage for the existing single-family dwelling is a detached garage, which is essentially in the way of having a shared driveway. So the first thing is they don't have a garage, so they'd have to tear that one garage down. That's one issue. The second issue is if they ever decided to sell off the back lot or the front lot, for that matter, having a shared, there's a negative connotation to sharing a driveway, the complications that involves with maintenance, plowing, and other things. Our feeling is that by creating the second driveway, it gives the resident in the back a sense of, well, this is our driveway, this is our house, and we're not sharing anything with the main house. And I know that in Pat's comments, there was a note about the proximity of the two driveways together. I think we can mitigate that with plantings and other things to establish the fact that here we have two individual driveways.
Okay. And have you seen Pat Cleary's comments?
Correct. Yeah. So, yeah, I've been through the comments. I've actually shared those comments with our site engineer, who's already working on them as well.
I presumed this much. I just wanted to make sure I asked the question, so you've seen them. Okay.
Yes.
So, Mr. Chairman, I would agree with Michael. We typically don't like common driveways for all the reasons that you just heard explained to you. However, in this instance, when you have two driveways right next to each other across from an intersection, there's a lot going on there. So the notion of
Narrows the
eliminating
focus.
one of them might be a benefit. So if we could learn a little bit more about how that area sort of works and how that functions, what the site distances are and so forth, it might alleviate some of those concerns. So it's an issue for you to wrestle with. The lot's existing, so there's already a lot behind there. We really could not prevent some form of access to get to that lot in
Right.
some way or another. So referring this to the zoning board is appropriate, but the question of whether or not this is the best method and is a common driveway more appropriate is an issue for you to discuss.
Yeah, and we don't need to decide that tonight with the common driveway, right? I mean, what we're here for tonight is,
Either way, the flag pole
Right.
would require the variance. So whether it's one driveway or two driveways, that's
right, which we wouldn't do
can
tonight.
address
We still need to address first the variance, correct?
Yep.
So that's the first step along the way.
And you know, Mr. Chairman, I certainly will provide more information about that.
Yeah.
The street access, and certainly the two curb cuts and how that all impacts.
And in respect, you're chomping at the bit to get to the ZBA.
Well,
Which I get, it's like, so you want to get rid of step one, and then we'll deal with step two, step three, step four as we go along.
There's one other issue, Mr. Chairman, as you may have noted, which may or may not apply, which is the EAF mapper indicates that there is a pond and a
Right,
wetland
stream.
across the street. You may be farther than our regulated setback, but as you know, the DEC is now presumably establishing some control over local wetland permits. So, Michael, what you should do is go to the new DEC wetland and link and find out if you need a regulatory determination from the DEC.
no, this would be just for the driveway section.
The only improvement would be the driveway.
Correct.
Yep. And
Okay.
it looks like it may be more than 100 feet. It's hard to tell, but with the new rules, go through the regulatory determination process.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so there's something about stormwater management here, which I think, I'm not gonna read this all out to you. You have the same memo that I have from Mr. Cleary, so we'll address those. So I guess really the big question tonight only, is do we send this to the ZBA or not? He has to go to the ZBA for him to move forward. ZBA will make their determination, yea or nay, and they're good at what they do. But any questions or comments from board members?
Just one more point, Mr. Chairman. Seeker lot line adjustments like this, when there are two lots and will continue to be two lots, are considered type 2 actions, so you do not have to deal with seeker in this instance.
Okay. That's an easier step for you.
Yes.
Okay. Questions or comments from board members? Okay, so let the record show there's no comments or questions from board members. What is the pleasure of the board with this application at this point?
Needs to go to the ZBA
Correct, yep.
with or without our,
We can do whatever we want to do with our, we can send it positive, negative, or we can send it with no comments at all.
I would say no comments at all. at this
Okay.
point.
Yeah, and our comments sometimes are immaterial because they make their own decisions and go through their own process
do.
anyway.
Sometimes there's something for you to tell them. In this
Right.
case, I don't know if there is, but
Right.
that's, you have that option to pass along a message in your referral.
Right. Okay, so what's the pleasure of the board?
Make a motion to send it to the ZBA
Motion from Joan,
without comment.
without comment. Motion from Joan.
Second.
Walter, second from Walter. Walter,
Aye.
Jean,
Aye.
Joan,
Aye.
Eileen,
Aye.
and an aye for me. That's it.
Super. Thank you very much,
Good to
guys.
go.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Well, you can stay. That's the shortest
That may
meeting.
be the shortest planning board meeting I've been to.